Okay, so if you saw the previous video, we finished setting up the SMARTA tablet, which is what the animals actually touch during your research. As a researcher, you're going to be holding a smartphone, which can control the tablet remotely, and that's kind of the whole point of SMARTA, so you don't have to be in there influencing the animals and whatnot during your research. So you can really use any Android smartphone for this. The only requirement is that it has Bluetooth, which is pretty much all smartphones, for the past several years. In this case, this is a Sony Xperia Z3, which is a 2 or 3 year old model. It's kind of inexpensive because it's been out for a while. If you wanted to buy a phone just to do your research, I would suggest you buy one on eBay and just get a used one, because honestly, any old Android smartphone would do for this. Any smartphone from the past 3 or 4 years would probably be okay for this. If you already have an Android smartphone that you just use personally, you could also, of course, just install the SMARTA software on there and just use it on your phone, and then you don't have to buy anything extra. Alright, so let's get this set up. As I said on the tablet video, the first thing you're going to want to do is get the phone updated to the latest version of Android that it will support, and we've already done that for this phone, so it's using the latest version of Android that this particular model can handle. Now we're going to download the phone software. All the same things I said about the tablet apply. We're going to install kind of the default SMARTA software on here that we provide on GitHub. It has all the values that Raymond used in his lemur research. So you're ultimately probably going to want to get an Android programmer to update it a little bit for your particular research, but definitely recommend you get your phone and tablet working well together with just the default software, just to make sure that things work. Once it's working, then you can start customizing things. So when you go into our GitHub, you'll see if on the phone something like this. You can get to the phone app by going into View Code, and it's in the Builds folder. And you might see different versions in here depending on, I don't know how many years have gone by the time that you watch this video. As of the time of this recording, the phone app was built in February of 2017, and the tablet app was built in March of 2017, and these two versions work together. It's very important that you use the phone app version and the tablet app version that are meant to be used together. And in our GitHub folder, the two versions that you find there will always be compatible. We'll always just put the latest two compatible versions there. But if you work with a programmer and they update it for you, of course, make sure that you use their updated tablet app and their updated smartphone app together, because they communicate in a very specific way. Okay, so we're going to install these default ones, and we're just going to download the phone app. So I'm just going to tap on that phone APK. And let's see, where can we download here? So it's too big to show. That's fine, we don't want to show it. Maybe we need to hit desktop version. Let's try that. We need a download link here. Yeah, okay, there it is. So I guess you have to go to the desktop version in order to get this download button. I'm just going to hit that, and it's going to warn you about downloading it. Just say OK. And it downloaded it. Okay. Now, we won't be able to install this phone app until we turn on developer mode and allow installation of apps outside the Play Store. If you saw the tablet video, this is going to be kind of a repeat, but if this is if you're starting with this video, you're going to need to see how to do this. And again, this varies depending on what type of phone you're using, and you'll see that the steps here are a little bit different than what we did on the tablet. So we're going to go to Settings, on your phone settings, and we need to turn on developer mode. And as I said in the tablet video, it's kind of a weird thing you need to do. You need to go into, usually it's in the About section of your app, of your phone, and then build number, I believe. You tap it 7 times. Let's see, yeah, it's build number. You can see it's starting to say you're 2 steps away, 1 step away, and then it says you're now a developer. You just keep tapping at it. It's very strange, but it's just to keep people who are not developers out of this mode, because generally you don't want your phone in this mode because it just enables a lot of options that might confuse, non-developers. Alright, once you have that turned on and you go back, you'll see there's a new developer options section. That's good. That means that your phone is now in the correct mode. And we need to now actually go into security. And in security, if you scroll through, and again, yours is going to look slightly different depending on your phone model, what you need to turn on is this setting for unknown sources. It should be checked. It's going to warn you about doing that. And what that does is it lets the phone install software that's not from the Google Play Store. So in our case, the SMARTA software is custom, so you need to be able to install that yourself. So once that's turned on, you're good to go. And now if we go to that SMARTA phone app that we downloaded, we can just open that up and it will offer to install it. If you hadn't turned on all the options that we just did, you're going to get an error here that says you can't install this app because it's not from the Play Store. But we're good to go. It's just telling you about what the app does, and we're just going to hit next, and we're going to hit install, and it will install the phone app. It's just going to, might ask you for a few permissions things, just accept those. And the app is installed. Okay, so I'm just going to go show you what it looks like once it's installed. There it is. It's a little lemur, and it says SMARTA Remote. It's important to make sure that you download the phone app for the phone. Now it sounds silly, but it's easy to accidentally install the tablet app because the tablet app, runs on Android as well. So make sure that it says SMARTA Remote. And I'm going to move this icon to my desktop just to make it a little bit, my home screen rather, just to make it a little bit easier to get to it. All right, we're going to start this up. And it looks like this. So here's the things that it's going to ask you the first time that you start using it. This account up here is just one that we use for the research that we do. So yours will say whatever account it is that you've used on your phone. So don't expect it to say SMARTA up there. It'll probably say your name or whatever it is that you're using. And it's going to ask permission to use your spreadsheets in Google Drive. This is totally normal because SMARTA stores data in Google Sheets in your Google Drive. So you want to allow that. And the first thing it tries to do, and we'll come back to this, is it tries to connect to the tablet to immediately start controlling how the tablet works. In this case, we haven't yet paired the devices, so it's never going to find the tablet. So at this point, your phone is actually fully installed, and we will come back and talk to you about how to configure the connection.